What is up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a couple weeks of the full recovery from Valproate. I was definitely stuck in, at the start, fight, and then I was in flight mode. And it was really hard for me to adjust the training and then calm my persona down on camera. And when you're doing something like sodium valproate, there's nothing to look at with that sort of drug. It's literally a gene switcher, and we all know it's Russo 2.0 now anyways. I wanted to say that all I've been doing right now is training. I have been literally grinding myself down in the gym, training 7 days a week to try and balance the yin and the yang. You know, it felt like I had all yin and no yang, right? So I needed the yang back. It was really fucking annoying being in that flight mode where, you know, for those 2 years, it was definitely like I was in that yang mode, and then I got in the yin mode, and I'm like, fuck, I need to be in the middle. I want the fucking yin yang. Russo's the yin yang. So I was like sitting in the gym, just destroying myself, and basically I had no energy to like bounce up and record. So like that's what's been going on, and now I have no power at my house, so I had to go to my parents' house. I don't know if you guys remember this, but this is the pink room. You know, my OGs know the pink room, and all the new followers. This room is where I grinded out tons of videos. It was my sister's bedroom, and it was painted full pink. So I wanted the nostalgia of the 2.0 comeback. I have a new editor coming in studio starting probably next week. You know, we're gonna kindle up, and I want to, you know, show him the lay of the land as far as the studio goes and what he wants to do, and we will introduce him appropriately. So I am doing stuff in the background. I've also come to the deal table with my bags. So I have chosen either Enhanced or Gorilla Mind, and I have consulted, respected the elders on this. Everyone got to weigh in their 2 cents on my path. Remember, Enhanced and Gorilla has been with me for a very long time, and they've both been very tolerable of me being with Enhanced and Gorilla at the same time. But I would like to do the ASMR sip out of the vitamin shop of the Gorilla Mind Strawberry. I will be moving forward with Gorilla Mind. Has nothing against either brand. I had to pick one, and that was settled professionally behind the scenes while they were dealing with Valproate Russo, right? So that's all been established. The past is the past. I'm very excited for what's going to be in the fruition of the future of my channel, but I'm also very accepted that those videos are there for everyone who was suffering from that. And I will not be answering anything around any sort of that issue, other than I will be helping my one follower, Olaf, who is in the fight, and he's been fighting very hard. So we will be moving forward with Gorilla Mind. I also wanted to introduce Happy Hippo to my source list. So I am adding a Kratom botanical plug, and I will be looking for a weed plug as well as weed, you know, becomes legal in all 50 states. But Kratom is the, in my opinion, God's dick of battling the synthetic opiates. You know, I'm a big fan of weed for my mental health, where I can see people seeing weed as destroying mental health. Personally, for me, it has helped regulate my frequency, and it has been one of the tools I have used my entire time during this recovery process. In my opinion, I would rather see someone with chronic pain and or generic knee pain go and get some fucking Kratom out of the gas station rather than go into the doctor and get the opiates and everything. And I saw Kratom as the first real big swing at Big Pharma with a big W. So I want to get behind Happy Hippo, and I wanted to add them to my list. I will say with Kratom, just like weed, it can form a chronic addiction. I had a follower in my local LA Fitness come up to me, you know, talking about Kratom and everything, and how, you know, he's a bit crazy of a guy. He got up to 14 pills a day, and the way he got out of the Kratom addiction was he used weed and caffeine and he got off it completely fine, and his dad helped him out. Personally, for weed, I've seen people do edibles be completely altered forever, right? So with botanicals, these are just, in my opinion, just like Chinese medicine, just as strong as the synthetics. So I would definitely take that with a grain of salt with Happy Hippo. But honestly, if you have some knee pain, I'm just going in the gas station and getting Kratom. I'm not going to a doctor. And with Kratom, the reason why I trust Happy Hippo is it's the big dog in the Kratom sector that did the most political pushing against Big Pharma that I want to get behind. And it's also the most tested, biggest vendor of Kratom. That's the other thing I want to say. Like I'll paint the gas station story, but with Happy Hippo, you know you're getting the most quality tested Kratom available. And I wouldn't always trust gas station Kratom. I'm just saying Kratom's a fucking plant. It's a botanical. Just because it's extremely powerful and it acts like an opiate, aka what synthetic opiates are basically derived from, and you need to take into consideration of that, you probably should get it from Happy Hippo if you're a Kratom supporter than trusting random batches out of gas stations and convenience stores. Happy Hippo has the greatest assortment of Kratom. I'm not the biggest connoisseur of Kratom. I prefer weed, but I completely agree with Kratom being legal. I completely agree with the verdict of Kratom swinging its dick at Big Pharma synthetic opiates. And I would like to see Kratom more utilized for pain relief rather than the opiate mills. Despite Kratom being addicting, weed is addicting too. So I will be moving forward with these two companies. I will be in search of a weed plug. And I do have a very special thing I'm going to be adding to my source list, but I don't want to sit here and basically ramble about all the offers and everything behind the scenes. I wanted to settle this as this is the past is the past. It is what it is. I'm moved on. This is the 2.0 version. And these are the selections I made. You know, Gorilla Mind, I only really don't like one or two products. I'm going to be honest. The nitric product is the product I've used my entire career, and I would argue that nitric is the best product that you can add pre-workout for any enhanced athlete. You know, I see a big stimulant movement, and to me, nitric plus a little caffeine or nitric plus a little weed on steroids like I've been almost my whole life. I would rather do nitric than all these high stim pre-workouts. And I feel like nitric is heavily slept on of a staple that you could use, that I constantly used. No bullshit. Year after year after year, I was constantly using nitric. That's like my favorite product. They just redid it. I'm going to order some white gummy bear. And I wanted to settle this with my audience. Just letting you know, this was professionally settled. Everything was disclosed. I got to see who was who, and I picked the right people. I hope to see you guys in my next video.